You're watching Community Conversations, a ConcordTV production. Hello and welcome to Community Conversations. I'm your host for this episode, Michael O'Mara. I am the IT director of ConcordTV, and we are very pleased to have on the show today several individuals from Families in Transition New Horizons. So I would like to welcome to the show Michele Talwani, who is the VP of Communications for Families in Transition and New Horizons. And then to her right, Gayle Murphy, who is the co-chair of the 8th Annual Wicked FIT Run.
Yes.
And then a longtime volunteer for the FIT Run, as well as for Families in Transition, Sean Skabo. Welcome all to the show, everybody. So, Families in Transition. There's no Family Outfitters on Main Street anymore. Well, is Families in Transition still here in Concord?
We absolutely are. So Families in Transition New Horizons is one of New Hampshire's largest homeless services agency. And you're right, most people that we run into now say, we miss you in Concord because we don't have our boutique here anymore. However, we're here to tell you that we are still doing our mission in Concord. We came to Concord with our first housing in 2003, and we are still providing housing and social services to homeless families and individuals right here in Concord.
Excellent. How many housing units are you providing right now in Concord?
We have 32 housing units. In fact, we own 2 buildings right in downtown in Bicentennial Square. And we house single moms and single women in both of those buildings. And then we also partner with area landlords where we place our participants into their housing apartments, and we help subsidize their rent. All participants throughout our agency who live in our apartments pay 30% of their income, and so we're able to subsidize that other portion of their rent. But still, even if our participants are living in the community in other landlords' housing units, they're still connected to our staff who do case management and work with the participant to sort of treat the root cause of their homelessness.
That's fantastic. And then I've heard also the program is kind of expanded now, not just for housing, but also some outreach.
Absolutely.
Efforts that are taking place.
So starting in May, we started an outreach program in Concord, Manchester, Dover, and Wolfboro, all the locations where we have housing. And our Concord group is made up of 2 to 3 individuals. You can typically find them in our green outreach jackets. They have black backpacks that say outreach on the back of them with our logo. And they are walking the streets. They're walking the railroad tracks and in the camps to engage with people who are street homeless and try and get them connected to housing. In fact, our outreach program started in May. We have outreached to 41 individuals, 7 of whom have since been placed in either shelter or other long-term housing. And let me get my cheat sheet. 26 of those people have either connected to recovery supports or have been participating in some sort of substance use treatment program. So that's just from May through September. So we've already making a difference with our outreach team. Again, if you see them in the green jackets, that's us. One thing I do want to say about our housing, we said that we had 32 units of housing, and we came to Concord in 2004. Since then, we've successfully housed 370 people in Concord alone, and 182 of whom were children. So we are making a difference here in Concord. There's lots of great ways to get involved in Concord as well.
Fantastic. That's amazing work that you do, and it seems like this is a crisis that kind of is growing, so you're really busier than ever in Concord, even though you don't have that what seemed to be that main way that people knew
Right.
about. However, there is an event that is pretty important in Concord that is a great way for people to get to know Families in Transition New Horizons, and that would be the Wicked FIT Run.
It is.
Excellent.
It is.
And what is the Wicked FIT Run?
Well, the Wicked FIT Run is on Saturday, October 26th at 9:30 in the morning. We have 3 goals for this race. One of them is that we raise awareness of Families in Transition New Horizons by having billboards along the way about having someone there to answer questions so that people know that we are here and doing good things in Concord. The second goal is to raise as much money as we can because, as you heard, Families in Transition is a great program and is worthy of our support. We hope to raise between $35,000 and $40,000 this year on the race. But the third thing is we want this to be the most fun race you could ever go to. Because it's close to Halloween, costumes are optional. And the most fun part about the race, we have awards for the best individual costume as well as team costumes. And they go out. They're just crazy and great costumes. Sean is one of our best costume. You've gotten the award, I think, one time.
Yeah, I've had some little fun
That's
dressing up.
Excellent. What's been your favorite costume that you've...
Well, a few years ago, I dressed up as Little Red Riding Hood, and I have a big German Shepherd, and I made him into the Big Bad Wolf. So it was pretty funny. Yeah, and it's always interesting to see me dress up as Little Red Riding Hood. I didn't shave. But no, it is a lot of fun, the race, and I've done Frankenstein, I've done dirt biker, and a lot of different things. It's just a blast. And you know what's really great is companies get together and they form these teams. And these teams are just amazing how they come together and they do like a whole group of, we've had Minions, we've had...
The night before Christmas, or the scary one. No.
It's just a lot of fun. And it's a way to bring community together, and everybody, participates, learns a little bit about what Families in Transition New Horizons is and how they support the community. And it's just great seeing everybody out there. It's just amazing. And, we've been up to 700 runners and walkers, and it was our peak year. There's so many runs out there, it becomes a little tough, but, we're still right around 500 people every year, and it's an amazing race. So we hope that everybody comes out and participates, families and corporations, and it's just amazing.
Right. So I have like a fantastic robot costume that I want, but if I did, let's say, but I don't necessarily want to run in a Halloween costume. Can I still participate?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, you can walk.
I can walk.
You can walk.
Fantastic.
Or you can just kind of hang out.
Sean is the great costume person. I am not. So I have a witch hat. That's sort of my costume.
That is still a costume.
That is still a costume. But so if you don't want to do a costume, about half of our people don't wear costumes.
But I
so
think everybody should try to do a
that's
costume.
it, yeah.
I'd rather see more people walk and be dressed up for Halloween than. But so you can walk. Can you? What other ways that can you maybe support the Wicked FIT Run besides running or walking in it?
We hope that all of our walkers, either as individuals or as a team, will do fundraising for the Wicked FIT Run. They have the chance to ask their friends, their employers, their neighbors for support, and that's a huge piece of the support that we're able to build for Families in Transition. We have a pizza party as the award for the team that raises the most money, and there's also the individual gets a prize as well. But that's a significant way that people can support this, is financially, either by raising the money or finding a runner or a walker who does that. We also need a huge team of volunteers that will staff the route so that no one gets lost and will feel encouraged on their way.
There's nothing worse than getting lost on a
That's
5K
right.
race, wondering where did everybody go?
Registration. So there's a lot that people can do to support the race if they aren't runners or walkers.
That is great. So where does this run actually take place in Concord?
We always start at Rollins and end at Rollins Park on the south end off of Broadway in Concord. It's a certified race so that those who want to run it, and there are some really good runners who do run it, can have it claimed as a certified race. And it goes from the park over to Ironworks Road, across the community gardens, back up Clinton Street, and then through McKee Square back on Broadway to the run again.
Excellent. So this
Rollins Park.
doesn't seem like it's an overly hilly. I know there's some 5K races in town that are a little hilly.
Flat as flat could be.
Yeah.
It's probably the flattest 5K
Yeah.
in Concord.
So people can have good times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
That's good.
Yeah. Usually get some people in the 15 minutes.
Wow. Yeah, that's some
Not me.
impressive times. Well, it's tough when you're Red Riding Hood to try to run in that. That's excellent. Water stations, candy stations, since it's close to Halloween.
There's water stations, but we do have wonderful sponsors that provide bagels and water and fruit, and so there is stuff at the end. Not candy. We maybe need to think about that. Yeah.
Maybe at each station people open up a little bag. That's great.
But we have cheers along the
We do.
route.
Oh.
Yeah.
Volunteers that will cheer people on and
Yeah.
you know, have noisemakers and
That's
it's a
great.
really fun race.
Yeah.
It really
We
is.
want that.
Fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's good to have that encouragement along the
Absolutely.
way. Excellent, excellent. If people want to register, how can they go about doing that?
Online is the best way to do it through fitnh.org. There's a site, a piece on our website for that. There was a mailing that just went out to many families in transition, New Horizon, supporters are connected. I got one in the mail this week, so that there is a way, if you can't do it online, that you can pick up a flyer at the Y or different. We're going to have posters and things throughout the city for you to do that.
Excellent. And let's say I'm one of those procrastinating sorts of people, or I just stumbled across this particular episode the morning of. Is there anything I can do then?
Absolutely. We would welcome you the morning of to come. The price is a little bit higher that day as
Makes
we
sense.
figure that out. But come, the race starts at 9:30. Our registration table opens at about 8:30, so that you would be welcome to come and join us at that point.
And we don't want to forget about Halloween How is on the Friday night before, so it's a big community event. We shut down Main Street, all the kids come out and trick or treat. And at Merrimack County Savings Bank, where I actually work, we'll have volunteers there doing registration on Halloween How.
Right.
So you can register the night before too. So if you want to not have to rush down and get everything, you can do it the night before at Halloween How, right at Merrimack County Savings Bank. So.
And Friday evening, the Concord Food Co-op is providing a pre-game dinner, or pre-race dinner the night before. With your bib, you're eligible to go in and eat there, and so that will be out of the Concord Food Co-op.
That's awesome.
One thing that we haven't talked about is the kids' obstacle
Oh,
course.
an obstacle
Yeah.
course.
Yes.
So do you want
Yes.
to talk about a little bit?
We have a wonderful woman, Christine Cook, who sets this up for us, and it is not a competitive race, but it is so that everyone wins, and they get to walk on boards and jump over hay bales and go underneath sheets as they do things, and they can do it 35 times or once, and people, the volunteers are there to help them, and that's before the race, so it would be about 10 after 9. So the kids are welcome from anywhere from 18 months to, we have kids even who run the race who still like to come and do the obstacle course first.
Well, who doesn't like an obstacle
Exactly.
course? If you sneak extra early and you're an adult, can you like
Yeah,
for the
absolutely.
kids?
Yes. And we generally have mascots from the Fisher Cats or the Monarchs or the guy from Concord High School,
yes.
and they help you along. So yeah.
That is great. So remind me once again, when is this race happening?
Saturday, October 26th. The race is at 9:30. The kids' race is at about 10 after 9.
That's great. And of course, this all really benefits families in transition. And once again, families in transition is still very much active and alive in Concord. As we kind of think about in the future, what are we seeing for what sort of support that Families in Transition New Horizons has to give now? Are there more people seeking your services? Are there new issues that you're starting to confront there?
Well, we know the issue of affordable housing in New Hampshire is really challenging. There's just the lack of affordable housing. So it's really hard to afford market rate rent when you are maybe working a minimum wage job. From what the research shows is you need to have 3 full-time minimum wage jobs in order to afford a market rate apartment. So looking to find some more affordable housing in the state is essential to help with the homeless crisis that we have here in New Hampshire.
It's amazing the sorts of work that you've been doing now for what? Almost 20 years. It's
28.
28, over 28 years. And as we continue to see these challenges in Concord and broader, and now, of course, we keep highlighting Concord, that Concord is a place that Families in Transition New Horizons works, but you work in many other places as well,
Absolutely.
correct? What other locations do you work in?
So we have housing in Manchester, Dover, and Wolfboro, New Hampshire.
As well as Concord.
Of course,
in Concord,
yeah.
and
Yes.
of course in Concord. And really something that we want to highlight is one of the best ways that folks can support those efforts in Concord, as well as elsewhere in New Hampshire, is to be part of the upcoming Wicked FIT runs, which how many years now?
This is our 8th year.
Eighth
Yes.
year. What's the favorite costume any of you have seen so far in these 8 years?
Some of the funniest ones, I think, was it last year or the year before? The dinosaurs, couple running.
Yeah.
Those big dinosaurs, you've seen them?
Yes.
And they're running, like, how do they run in those things?
Yes.
But those are pretty funny.
We have a father-son team
Yeah.
that come as like
stars.
80 rockers. They've come every single year. In fact, we had a Wicked FIT run in Wolfboro too last year, and they came to that as well. So there's
Yeah.
lots of really
Yeah.
fun and they kind of change every year based on like what the new character is or what the new movie is. You just never know. But don't let the costume scare you away, because if you're one that doesn't like to dress up, we still want you to join us.
That is great. So you don't have to wear a costume, but it's great if you can.
Yes.
You don't have to run. Feel free to walk in.
Yes.
Yep.
And most important, be there Saturday morning, 9:30, October 26th, for the Wicked FIT run.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, I want to thank you all
Thank you.
very much
Yeah.
for coming in today for community conversations. It's, Michele Talwani, Gayle Murphy, Sean Skabo. The work that you do is fantastic with Families in Transition and New Horizons, and I really hope everybody can make it out to the Wicked FIT run on October 26th. And of course, we hope that you enjoyed this episode of Community Conversations. You can find it on YouTube, of course, on our station, Channel 22. And you can also listen to it as a podcast on SoundCloud. So please feel free to do that or share it with your friends. My name's Michael Mara with ConcordTV, and thank you for watching.